Previously on the road, we regrouped with the other teams at Hotel Balbas, sharing stories, steadying nerves, and preparing paperwork for the crossing ahead.
The border down there is going to still take a long while to get through. In previous years, it's taken anything from 7 hours to 11 hours to get through.
Before dawn, we joined the queue. We passed Moroccan control and carefully navigated the Al Gugarat buffer zone, a tense strip of sand separating Western Sahara Morocco from Mauritania. We're in between the Moroccan and Mauritania border. Over here, it's a little bit of a bumpy ride, but over here, we're going to stay on this track, as on either side, the actual landmines. So, as you can see, we're taking it very easy and trying to center the car as much as possible. And this is no man's land. We crossed, but not quite through. With bureaucracy still ahead, the real challenge is only just the beginning. We've just passed the border and we're over here in Mauritania. We're not sure exactly what's happening because I don't know if this is a customs or transport declaration, but we're still waiting. So we'll let you know what's going to happen next. Crossing the line is one thing, getting through is another. Inside Mauritania, the real test begins, not on the road, but at the desk. Passports are stamped, then checked, then stamped again. Finally got our passports back, and now we're just waiting for our visa to be stamped, fingerprinted, and take a photograph of us. Still a bit more of a queue, but we're getting there. It's slow, methodical, relentless.
So I'm Ben. I'm here with my two best friends, Hamel and Sean. We're Team 12. We came across the border earlier this morning, and I think we've been through no man's land, and we're sitting here just at the border crossing. We've handed over our passports, and we're just waiting now for the right administration to take place. I've got no idea how long we're going to be here, and so we're just being patient.
Car documents are inspected, copied, logged, and reviewed. Temporary import papers are issued. Insurance is arranged. Custom officers circle the vehicles, opening boots, peering inside, asking questions.
It's a bit of organised chaos here, but we've handed our visas in, and that's all gone, well, not exactly smoothly, because they rejected mine to start with, and that was all hassle. And now we're waiting to get our passports back. We're not really sure how long we've got to wait, but we're just hanging around, and in the meantime we're sorting our sand ladders and bits and pieces out.
For the desert.
Trevor with Team 25 from Canada. I spoke earlier to you from Tarifa before we left on this journey, and we're now sitting at the Mauritania border waiting for our passports to come back after we've been through some of the process, not all entirely, I don't believe. And so we thought we'd make some coffee and make some lasagna by our nice little windbreak here. It's quite a unique border. We've crossed a lot of borders in our years, and this is one of the more unusual ones that we've had the opportunity to deal with.
Hours pass beneath the desert sun as we move from one window to the next. Each stamp feels like progress. There's no rushing this process, only patience. I'm still here. 5.5 hours have passed by, and we're still waiting, just for a stamp on the passport, so we can actually carry on with the journey. I'm trying not to lose hope, but I don't know if I'm going to last. After queues and more queues, we finally make it through customs, stamped, cleared, and officially inside Mauritania.
Deepak! Crompton Michael!
So finally we got our passports 5 hours later.
Now it's time to hit the desert. Here we come.
The road ahead is narrow and treacherous. A long, unforgiving strip of tarmac, cutting through an endless sea of sand. Desert stretches out on either side, and rogue drivers appear out of nowhere, overtaking into oncoming lanes as if the rules don't quite apply here. It's tense, focused, unpredictable. But we're not on it for long. We take a right turn off the road, and just like that, the tarmac disappears behind us. No barriers, no markings, no road at all. We drive straight into the desert. It doesn't take long for the desert to remind us who's in charge. One car slows, wheels spin, and suddenly, it's stuck. Engine revs, sand sprays, but the vehicle sinks deeper into the soft ground. The Sahara has claimed its first victim. We stop immediately, no hesitation. Everyone jumps out. Shovels appear, hands dig into hot sand. There's no competition here, just teamwork. In the desert, you don't leave anyone behind. Under the relentless sun, laughter mixes with effort. Advice is shouted, wheels are guided. Slowly, the car's freed. Getting stuck isn't a one-off, it becomes a pattern. Another car sinks, another engine roars helplessly, another shovel comes out. One by one, we all get caught out. A wheel dips too deep, a driver hesitates, momentum drops for just a second, and that's all the sand needs. So we repeat the process. Dig, push, guide, over and over again. Patience becomes our greatest tool. Pride is left behind with the tarmac. Out here, there are no shortcuts, only lessons.
So, Fran from Team 2. I was driving this morning and following the guys next door, Team 17, Willie and Gordon. And they went down this hump on the sand and they really towed it down, and the car went up and down, up and down, up and down. So I thought, do I follow or do I go the other way? I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. So I followed them, well, tried to, stopped. And then we got rescued by everybody. And it took a couple of times for me to get the revs hard enough to take off. And then Ed had his bit.
Carrying on from what Fran said, after we got going again, I took over the driving, and it wasn't long before I got stuck. So with the help of everybody else, we pushed, and after a while we got going again. And we haven't been stuck since, until we're having a break here. I believe it's for about half an hour, and then we're on our way again.
After hours of driving through soft sand and navigating shifting terrain, we finally reach our first designated base camp in the desert. It's been a long, demanding day. Now teams unload the old dusty tents. Poles are assembled, pegs hammered into compact sand, and sleeping gear laid out. There's no luxury here. Base camp is simple but functional. A temporary stop in the vast Sahara.
It's gonna go! Why can't you just have a little two-man tent? I'll see you over the hill in a minute. I definitely need a beer in a minute.
Hello, I'm Gordon with We've just arrived at our first base camp, and we had a guide. Fortunately, we had a guide with us, and he's helping us to direct us how to drive here. We didn't get stuck because of the guide, but it's been fantastic. Basically, got our tent up, tied to the door handle because it might blow away, and this small tent is going to take two of us, so it'll be very cozy.
Hi, my name's Anna and this is my husband John, and we're team 8 from England. We've bought the Saab that's been stuck in the sand twice now. We're now putting up our flamingo tent ready for the first night. We're looking forward to the following day and the lunch tonight.
Tonight, this patch of sand becomes home. By the time camp is set up, we're starving. The menu for the night is simple. Traditional and unapologetically local. Roasted goat stuffed with couscous. It's not a meal for picky eaters. There's no presentation, no cutlery etiquettes, no alternatives. But after a full day in the Mauritanian desert, hunger has a way of sharpening appreciation. The smoky, meaty goat flavor, the warmth of the couscous, the simple act of sitting together under the open sky. It all tastes better because it's earned, and tonight, we are grateful for every bite. We wake as day breaks, and grateful for the warmth of the rising sun. After a freezing cold desert night in Mauritania, the first light feels like relief. It really is true what they say, the desert is a land of extremes. Scorching heat by day, bitter cold by night. Two different worlds within the same horizon. For a moment, the stillness is almost peaceful. But we can't linger. We pack quickly, tents folded, gear strapped down, engines checked, knowing that once the sun climbs higher, the temperature would rise fast and the sand would become even more unforgiving. Recap from yesterday, it was absolutely magical and beautiful when we arrived over here during the course of the day. It's been really intense, but great scenery, great place. I can't believe I'm over here in the desert, totally unexpected and spontaneous as we are. The night was a bit nippy, we weren't prepared at all for it, but anyway, it is what it is. I loved every moment of it. Cold, hot, yeah, I'm taking the experience and taking it all in. Before long, we're back behind the wheel and chasing dunes. Out here, there are rules for desert driving. The first is simple. Don't follow the same tracks. Make your own path. At first, that feels wrong. Instinct tells you to follow the marks left by someone else. To trust that they've already found the safest route. But in soft sand, those tracks are unstable. Churned up, weakened, if you follow them blindly, you're more likely to sink. And the more I think about it, the more I realize it's the same in life. It's easy to follow the path others have taken, to step into ready-made tracks because they look safe and certain. But sometimes, those paths aren't meant for you. They don't carry your weight. They don't match your direction. Life, like the desert, demands courage. To look ahead, to choose differently, to carve your own way forward. Because a path isn't always laid out for you. Sometimes, you just have to create it for yourself.
So I get to tell you about Lisa's driving? Well, I got to drive first, and I got to hear all the top tips from Lisa. Oh, there's a rock. Oh, slow down. Oh, go faster. No, back up. Go faster. But then Lisa started to drive. So after we launched over the sand dune and caught some air, and she said, oh, we didn't catch any air. Didn't you?
Well, nothing happened to the car, and nothing's fallen off. The car's still running great, so...
Something almost fell off, though, because after that we went over some rocks, and we heard a crunch and a scrape. So we just radioed back to ask if there were any bits of car behind us, and the guys gave us a thumbs up, so that was awesome.
Yeah, and there's lots of rocks out there, but it's pretty fun going 60 miles an hour in the desert with nothing in front of you. That's woohoo! Nothing we're going to forget anytime soon.
We had a blast. It was awesome.
We had a great time.
Hi, I'm Hans. I'm from Bremen in Germany, and I love the desert. And I was so glad this morning we went into the heavy desert. So as I did 18 times before. It is my 15th desert journey in North Africa, and I like it very much. And I'm glad to be in that group. It's a fantastic group, a fantastic crew.
The desert is a dangerous place. Out here in Mauritania, being left alone isn't just uncomfortable, it can have deadly consequences. Distances are vast, and the heat can become overwhelming in a matter of hours. That's why radio communication is essential.
Yeah, we're good, Team 36, right behind you guys. No problems. Over and out.
Every movement is called out. Every stop is reported. If one vehicle slows, the others know. If someone gets stuck, help is already on its way. The radios crackle constantly. Short updates, quick confirmations, reassurance that no one has fallen behind. Because in the desert, connection is survival. We knew it was going to happen, and then it did. Susie, our 22-year-old Polo, finally gave in to the sand. The wheels spun, the engine strained, and just like that, we were stuck. For a split second, everything hits at once. Nerves, excitement, worry. You feel the weight of the moment. The desert suddenly feels bigger. But that feeling doesn't last long. Within minutes, we're surrounded by helping hands. Shovels appear, advice is shouted with calm confidence. No judgment, no panic, just teamwork. Out here, getting stuck isn't failure. It's part of the journey. Driving in the desert is unlike anything else. There are no lanes, no signs, no boundaries drawn in white paint. The engine hums beneath you. tires gliding over wind-shaped dunes, and for a moment, you feel untethered from the world you know. The sand shifts and ripples like an ocean frozen in time. And you ride it, chasing light across an endless canvas. It's exhilarating. Every turn demands instinct. Every climb tests courage. The car leans, the wheels search for grip, and your heart beats in rhythm with the terrain. You're alert, alive, fully present, but it's also free. Out here, there are no expectations, no deadlines, no walls. Just space. Vast, open, forgiving space. The desert doesn't judge where you've been. It only asks that you respect where you are. And as you drive deeper into the golden emptiness, something shifts inside you. You're no longer just crossing the desert. You're becoming part of it. The desert does not speak, and yet it says everything. As the sun begins to set over the dunes of Mauritania, the sand changed color before my eyes. Gold, then amber, then a deep fiery red. The light softened everything. Even the silence felt warmer. Walking along the dunes, completely alone, each step sinks into the sand, slow and deliberate. There was no rush, no noise, no distractions, just me, the wind, and an endless horizon stretching further than I could see. Out here, I feel small, but not insignificant, humbled and grounded. In this endless sea of sand, the world feels impossibly large and beautifully simple. The wind carries no answers, only stillness, and in that stillness, something shifts. As the last of the sun dips below the dunes, I realize something. This journey is about moments like this, moments where the world stands still, and you finally understand why you came.
In our journey, we actually had a team of 5 cars. There was one in every team. There was one guide, consists of 5 cars per team. So it was really cool going through the sand dunes, and we're all like a little group going together, and egging everybody on and enjoying the ride too. When we did stop at our first sand dune dip, I would say I was quite surprised that I felt really comforted. And everybody came to help, We had the sand ladders, everybody was scraping off the sand below, underneath the car, felt really cool, and we just went on with it. So, it's just been, like I say, I think this adventure's just been full of bliss, and totally be blessed and grateful, because we're meeting people from all walks of life who are just helping us left, right and center, and we're just exchanging brilliant stories about each other and all our experiences together.
Next week, on the road, our journey through the desert continues. The sand begins to take its toll on the cars. Engines strain, suspensions suffer, and some vehicles need urgent attention. The adventure pushes on, but the Sahara always has the final say.